Welcome to the Filmcast review of Nobody 2. I'm David Chen here with Devindra and Jeff Kanata. Here's the plot summary of Nobody 2 on IMDb. Suburban dad Hutch Mansell, a former lethal assassin, is pulled back into his violent past after thwarting a home invasion, setting off a chain of events that unravel secrets about his wife Becca's past and his own. End quote. All right, Devindra Hardwar, I think we were kind of fans of Nobody 1, right? Like, that was a fun movie.
Wait, did any of that happen? Did any of that you just said happen in the movie?
Sure. Sure. All these things happen.
The secrets of his and his wife's past?
It's more like that he forgot to make his wife a character in the first movie, so now she's a character. Now she's a person.
Yeah, I mean, I think a past is heavily implied in the new one.
It's very obviously there.
Not a summary I would say of this movie, though. That's not what I would have said, but whatever.
Yeah. But also the home invasion part is I thought that's from the first movie.
That's from the first movie.
So it is weird that
all this off.
I just checked. Right, that is the plot summary from the IMDb page.
Turns out this is a really bad summary.
None of that
these are submitted. Turns out.
Don't go to the movie expecting any of what we just said to happen.
Devindra Hardwar, I think we enjoyed. Well, let me put it this way too. Based on the movie we saw, Jeff, that could have been the original plot of this one, and it appears to have been mangled on its way to a final release. Anyway, Devindra Hardwar, I think we had a good time with Nobody 1. What did you think of Nobody 2?
I had a decent time with Nobody 1, but honestly, of all the sort of like stuff from the John Wick folks, I felt like that one was probably one of the weakest, just because it had a pitch. What if Bob Odenkirk could kick ass? That's your pitch for Nobody. And they tried to make a movie around that the first time, and there were things that annoyed me, like the wife was a really strange character who just like went along with all his bullshit. It's like, she knows they have a safe room in the house. She's okay with him putting her family in danger. She's fine with it. Had no personality of her own or anything, or any sense of self, really. And I think this movie actually gets there. I think this movie's a lot of fun. And from what I recall of the first Nobody, I remember it just felt like kind of messy and felt a bit like direct-to-video. That one's from the director of Hardcore Henry. It didn't feel as confident. This one's coming from Timo Tjahjanto, a director I've liked a lot. I've liked a lot of his movies, and I think like he brings a very specific sense of style here. This feels like a level up. This feels like a level up in terms of like, it's absolutely silly. So was the first one. Nothing makes sense. Everyone's cartoonish. This is a weird universe this all exists in. So was the first one. But I think this one's a lot more compelling to me because the action is staged better. It tries to make the family more of a character or give them all a bit of characters. And, I think it's just a good time. Like, I think all the set pieces are a lot of fun too. It is one of those movies you want to watch with like a group of people because of how silly and insane it gets. Like Christopher Lloyd's back, Riz is back. It's hard to explain what's happening in this movie. Somehow they made Colin Hanks a scary Hanks, or tried to be a scary, and it doesn't quite work. I think this movie is kind of held back clearly by its budget, maybe by some of the people they cast and whatever the hell this script is. This is just like another excuse for action. But I think overall, like, I enjoyed it. I had a really good time with it. It feels like an old school Jackie Chan, 90s action movie where it's all silly. It's all comic booky, but I had a good time with it. And I like the crowd of people we get. And, Bob Odenkirk gets some really good excuses to kick ass. There's one moment in this movie that maybe I'll talk about in spoilers, but just like somebody touching a little kid that sets him off. And I think that instinctually, that primal reaction, that'll resonate with any parent. Touch my kid.
I was literally going to bring that up during spoilers.
I will
but
we'll destroy you.
But
it's also that guy, that person is also acting to really like that wouldn't really happen in real life, but were that to happen, shit would go down. And this is I think the first one we talked about being like a great example of like middle-aged wish fulfillment, right? Like every guy in their mid-50s, like, yeah, I'm going to work out for a couple of years and I could do what Bob Odenkirk did, right? And there's a lot of that here too. But I do think like it does resonate with some folks. Like this is true dad movie material, but the dad moviness of it is very good. So I enjoyed it, even though it's deeply dumb and silly.
Jeff Kanata, your thoughts on Nobody 2?
Well, Dave, I guess you could say my thoughts on Nobody 2 are best summed up in the form of a limerick.
All right, let's hear it.
I liked watching Odenkirk do the fights in his action debut. But who should go see this sequel movie? I think I'd tell nobody to.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Nobody to. Up there with one of my biggest disappointments of the year. This movie's terrible, in my opinion. Atrocious. And I really enjoyed the first movie. And I think there's a floor of how much I can enjoy just because I like Bob Odenkirk so much. I've talked so many times on the show about my deep love of Mr. Show with Bob and David and his early comedy career that I just, it just spoke my language. And so I've always been a fan of him. And if you had told me in the early 90s when we were like obsessively watching Mr. Show in my dorm room, that this dude would be in one of the best dramas of all time, star of the best drama of all time, and also be an action star, I'd be like, what? And so I love that he has this. And like I said, there's a floor as to how much I can really despise this movie because just seeing him do this is pretty cool. And there's a couple of cool moments in this movie. There's one where he says, now nobody gets the pole. I love that. There's
Nobody gets the pole.
Nobody gets the pole. But this movie is bad. And it just gives up on making any damn sense at all. And it is a mishmash of dumb stuff that never works, is never fun. I don't know if this is in the trailers. I won't say it. But there is a location that feels like that's where we started. Let's write backwards from this location we want to be at.
It's more like, what can we afford, Jeff? What can we afford to shoot it?
And I get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fun thing. I used to love. Well, maybe I'll save this. I'll save this note for spoilers. But this location should be fun. It is like, I kept watching going, when's the fun happen? It just so just badly done. People show up for no reason. None of it holds together whatsoever. I honestly think they ruined the character, Butch. Like, he's just a jerk in this movie. He's just not even like the first movie. He sort of reluctantly pulled back into this life. And the second movie, he's just like, I'm gonna punch everybody. I don't care. I hate it. It's just, it's so
Hutch, by the way, is his name.
Hutch. What did I say?
You said Butch, I think.
Butch. Yeah. Hutch. Thank you. I don't care, honestly, because the movie doesn't seem to care. The movie doesn't seem to care about much. It has three different big bads when one would suffice. It's just, I sat there going, when is this going to end? When is this going to end? Please end. And that makes me very sad.
And FYI, it is an 88-minute long film.
Yes.
So it's not like...
But I, by the way, clocked it as I was watching this. I was like, oh, this is a schlocky B-grade action movie. Jeff's going to hate this one. Jeff's going to hate it. Because historically, when we've reviewed movies like this, it's kind of gone this way. I would say, Jeff, if you go back and watch that first Nobody, it may not be as strong as you remember. That movie's just as dumb as this one. And I think this one is just like levels up in how the set pieces are done.
My issue with this movie, first of all, in my opinion, there are movies that are about pulling off a certain magic trick, right? Yeah. Like, the original Superman is, you will believe a man can fly. That's what the thing is, like, you will believe a man can fly. That's what they're trying to do with the original Superman. The log line for Nobody is, you will believe a 60-year-old man can kick ass, right? Mm-hmm. And I actually
specifically Bob Odenkirk,
specifically
not just any 60-year-old man.
This kind of like short, slender 60-year-old man, Bob Odenkirk, can kick ass. And the first movie pulled that off, and honestly, the second movie pulls that off. And so it gets some amount of credit, in my opinion, just for pulling off this, what I call a magic trick of convincing you that that's possible, right? Now, the problem is, we already did that in the first film. Like, the first film already accomplished that. So does the second film add anything new at all whatsoever? In my opinion, not really. It has some ideas. So you were wondering, Jeff, like, what is the point of this? Like, what does it do to the character of Hutch? The character, right? It makes some nods towards this idea of wherever you go, there you are. I really like that as an idea.
Not
right?
just a nod. That's an exact line.
The exact quote. Yes. Exact quote. But I like that idea of that there's something about Hutch that's inherently violent and
it may be going to his son
and causes trouble, right? And that maybe it's passing on to his son. Now, I think there's a huge problem with trying to make that a theme of your film when the inherent pleasures of your movie are in watching this guy beat the shit out of people. Like that's
right.
You can't have that be the theme of like, oh, like I have to work on me and not kill people when the whole reason people are showing up at the theater is to watch you kill people. Like, so it's like, there's no, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't work to have that as a theme, in my opinion.
I completely agree. It makes him unlikable to me.
How so? How so?
Because it's like everyone in his life is like, stop being such a jerk, such a violent, volatile asshole. And we're supposed to be like, yay, he's a violent, volatile asshole.
Right.
And I don't like this guy anymore. I don't want him.
He feels reluctant. Like he is reluctant.
He's doing it because he has to. He's doing it because
he has to for work. But also the stuff that happens, like in that, what we will talk about, he is responding to something. And maybe his emotional, capacity to control himself is not quite there. But
that's the thing. As
Raylan Givens would say, was justified. Okay.
Right.
A lot of
in a movie universe, where we're here to watch some guy kick ass, I understand that is a good reason for him to kick ass, in the same way that stealing Keanu's dog is a good reason for Keanu to kick ass. But like, this movie sort of supposes that he's a family man, and I couldn't get out of my head, like, this is the last thing I would want this dad to be doing. Like, this is the wrong way to go about all of this, and it's putting his family in harm's way. It's like there's no justification for any of it. Anyway, go ahead.
He did all that in the first movie, by the way, and it was dumber. But I think we've memory hold how dumb that movie was.
That's very possible. I haven't watched it since we reviewed it, so I may have, looking back on with rose-colored glasses.
Like, honey, get into our security.
But I think the difference is in that movie, he's trying to hide it, and it's sort of happening at him, and he's sort of trying to deal with it as it's happening. This movie, he's literally like,
he is the cause of it.
He's decided he's going to do this.
He's the one who snugs. He is the one who knocks. Yeah. So I'm inclined to like this movie, and sadly, the problem with this movie, in my opinion, is it completely falls apart in the second half. And and one of the things I noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I would say, I'm going to just put a conservative guess out there. 50% of the dialogue in the second or the final act of the film looks like it was dubbed in or ADR'd over. Right?
Oh yeah, this movie was hacked to pieces.
Right, and that's sad, because I do wonder how that happened. Like, my sense is, like, Sharon Stone, who you find out in the trailer is a big bad in this movie, like, my guess is there was some bigger arc for that character that got completely cut out, and they had to like redo a bunch of the dialogue for the final act to like make it all make sense.
Well,
and
I don't think that's just the only thing that got, I mean, the movie starts setting up this dog, and the movie doesn't do anything with that dog.
Yeah, I did want to see more dog.
It's
more
weird dog. That the whole movie, the whole setup of the movie is also a dog, and then the movie just doesn't do anything with the dog.
I think it is a reference. It's more of a reference to the first film, though, Jeff, which also opens in an interrogation room. So I don't know that, like,
now there's a dog.
We'll have to talk about it in spoilers, but I think the framing looks like we retroactively decided the movie's going to be about something differently than what we originally started with.
I think that's right. And so, like, it feels like they went back and changed a bunch of stuff, but they didn't have time to actually do reshoots. Like, they didn't have time or money to do reshoots. And so then it ends up feeling like super hacked to shreds in the final act of the film. And that is unfortunate. I also think the final action scene of the film, like, it's building up to a big action scene. It's not, I don't think it's a spoiler to say that. Not as good as the other action scenes.
Correct.
And that is a huge problem with the movie. So ultimately I was let down by this, and I'm sad to say that. But like I said, it does pull off the magic trick. So, but they pulled off the magic trick once, they pulled it off again. But sadly, I think they actually had the ingredients to make this like an actually memorable, interesting movie.
Yeah.
And they couldn't pull it off for budget constraints, time constraints, whatever reasons, they couldn't pull it off, and that is a shame. So ultimately, I found it to be a disappointment. But let's talk a little bit more about the movie and spoilers. So let's get to spoilers starting right now. So one of the best moments in the movie, I do think, is the one Devindra alluded to. They're in the arcade.
Yep.
And this guy is kind of messing with them. Hey, city boy,
this like really over something security
do people
guards
in small towns still hate city people like this? I don't. Even know.
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
all right. Well, he's like, "Hey, city boy, give me all your tickets," And then like as they're on their way out, like the guy like kind of clips his daughter's
back, smack the head,
and then like I love the sound design. Like all the sound kind of like drains away, and it goes to ultra slow motion. Like that's a wonderful, like heightened emotional moment that I really enjoyed.
This entire movie is about trying to take your family on vacation. I was not joking. And this is you got to make sure your kids are okay. Somebody hurt your kid. Oh hell!
The trailer literally uses the National Lampoon's Vacation song.
Yeah,
like, it's not But honestly, I think the tiniest little change could have done so much. There's lots wrong with this movie, but just having it be like, oh, you just happened to pick the spot that is a drug running cartel. Instead
in the middle of America, by the way, nowhere special.
It's like middle of nowhere, so America. Insanely dumb, but all you have to do to tweak it slightly is his boss sends him to this place to do the thing he doesn't want to have to do. So he takes his wife is saying, we need to get away. His boss is saying, you need to go to this place. Oh, there's a resort there.
Sure.
Oh,
sure.
now I'm servant of two masters in this place where I got to protect my family because I know it's dangerous, but I also want them to have fun. Like now we're in an interesting movie.
It could have been a situational comedy, Jeff. That would have been something. Yeah.
Instead of this movie, it was just like wacky coincidence after wacky coincidence. Like this place that it's so, yeah. Anyway,
also,
that tiny fix, I think, would have gone so far.
Yeah. I feel like that would have been expected, but even if you do that, the way they kind of pitch what this vacation town is going to be, I expected something far worse. I feel like there's some really obvious ways it could have like poked fun of like whatever this town is, or just like obvious ways to like make it funnier or make it a little more interesting. They do the most boring version of like, they enter the town. Oh, I guess we can't go to the water park. Here's some hot dogs. Let's go to the hot dogs. Everything just kind of happens for no reason, and that stuff could have been, amped up. I feel like everything in this movie was rushed, but I am very glad that I got to see at least just for some of the action sequences. Like there's that thing that happens in the boat sequence, the opening sequence, I think is really, really fun and well staged. Them going on the boat and him being like, gonna take the next one.
I would say the boat sequence is like a legitimately good action.
That's the best moment of this entire movie is that boat sequence. It is funny. It's inventive.
It has that thing you like where the stuff's going on in the background, Jeff. Right?
Yep. Yes.
And it has one of the best kind of kills of the year. I would say when he gets the hook in the guy's shoulder and the hook pulls him back. Like that's one of the best kills of the year. I think.
Like the movie should have been all that, and that feeling should have been tenfold in the amusement park at the end.
Yes.
And the amusement park is so boring and uninteresting and uninventive, and it's such a letdown. Like clearly the entire idea of this is, what if action sequence at amusement park? And you go, okay, well, when I was a kid, I loved the A-Team, because in the A-Team TV show, it was all wonderful setup. You see them all making the thing, setting all the things up, making the Rube Goldberg machine of cool stuff. And then it all pays off, and it's beautiful when a plan comes together. The movie tries to do that with the amusement park, and the plan is, I'm going to ride the water slide, and this guy will definitely follow me down it. It's like so stupid.
Put a mine in the ball pit. Hope you remember where you put that mine in the ball pit. It doesn't seem like a good plan.
Come on.
I'm thinking back to a movie I really enjoyed, Jiro Wright's Hannah, which also ends in an amusement park, big action sequence in the amusement park. Clearly, there were ways like this movie could have been more inventive if they had more time. Like the wife is set up to be, maybe she was also special ops or something.
She's the ultimate
She's
badass.
holding a sniper rifle, like a couple steps away from the big bad. She should be sniping. Maybe she should be sniping with that. You know.
Also,
Something.
she left her kids alone. And
She left her kids. The son's got it. He's good.
Yeah.
It's
I like
all so
the
bad.
RZA stuff is kind of silly. I feel like there's a nod to Equilibrium there with one of the RZA kills.
The cut
face.
we got a nice
face
cut
off.
slide. You guys know the
Face
cut
off.
Yeah.
cut slide, right? Where you cut
Clear
and then
Equilibrium.
Yeah.
Nod
But
right
the
there.
RZA thing is like, oh hey, you showed up. Yeah, I thought I should show up for the end
The
of the
kid
movie.
should have been like, Uncle, blah.
It's
Another
stupid.
great moment. It's so
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah, this whole it's all stupid. It's all stupid. But it's like,
It
what
didn't
do you
need to be
do
stupid, is what I'm
with
saying.
the stupid? What do you do with the stupid ingredients? You have a couple good action set pieces. I feel like there were moments of comedy they could have had. RZA is just silly. I totally forgot that Christopher Lloyd was in the first one. I was like, oh yeah, I guess he's a part of this. What's up with him? Like you could call him to shoot for 5 days, I guess, and you get Christopher Lloyd in your movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's everybody just is on the same page that the best place to fight them is at this amusement park for no reason.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like why is that true? Why are the bad guys down with having a showdown at the amusement park, which is clearly their turn?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I also
it's
think
all really
I
dumb.
also
Yeah.
think that having the final scene at the amusement park fundamentally misunderstands why we want to watch these movies, which is we want to
Yes.
see
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk do hand-to-hand combat. That is a unique thing.
yes,
It is a unique thing to watch Bob Odenkirk
Mhm.
do hand-to-hand combat. And the final action scene has
It's all
very
guns.
little of that because they're using
Tommy
guns
gun.
and traps.
it's all
and
guns.
things like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, I get like wanting to do something different, but like that's not why we watch these movies. And also, Devindra, I have some really bad news for you.
Mhm.
Ballerina was way better than this movie.
Oh,
I
This is
need to
just
see
so much
Ballerina.
better.
I do need to see
Ballerina is
Ballerina.
literally was in my top 10 movies
Sure.
of the first half of 2025.
I will
I'm-
probably end up seeing Ballerina, a movie that was not actually directed by its own director. So
That is
all
not-
these movies
that is
have
not
problems.
Well, yeah, I mean it's complicated.
From what I've read,
No, I've also read Devindra, and it
Yeah.
is, it's complicated. It's complicated. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, point being,
I will see
Ballerina,
Ballerina.
look,
it's
Yeah.
complicated. Also, a movie that's better than this movie.
putting aside who directed Ballerina, the action scenes are much better, much more inventive, and there's more of them. You know, and that's ultimately all you want in a movie like
I
Ballerina.
mean,
So,
yeah, nobody can't even carry the ballerina's ballerina shoes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not.
Yeah.
Don't you want to see Colin Hanks as an evil sheriff, guys? I was cackling at how silly so many of the choices. Colin Hanks, that's who you could get. John Ortiz
And he's
to
like,
be the like sub boss bad guy.
well, why do we
It's all
need
very
three
stupid.
characters to do the job of one? First of all, second of all, the whole beef with Colin Hanks is you stared off into space at me.
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid. That's the entire beef there. And you're supposed to think that there's some kind of like, I'm supposed to be the man. I'm not the man. I'm the under lackey, and I should have been the man.
Mhm.
But that's so unbaked, underdeveloped. None of it matters. There's something kind of cool about Ortiz is the supposed to be the big bad, and we turn him because we saved the son. There's something interesting about that, but again, not done well. The whole sequence of him showing up to tell him that he saved the son, and then we just misunderstand and try to hit you with a bat. It's like it's all such a waste of time. All right, and then Sharon Stone just pops up in the last 20 minutes.
I was going to say the one thing that not one thing. Obviously, we've expressed multiple things, but I am sad that we didn't get a full Sharon Stone arc because there were moments of, in my opinion, brilliance in the Sharon Stone performance.
She's fun.
There is that scene
she's
where
having a blast.
where she's doing like the dancing. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I love this. Like when where it shows her doing the dancing and she's really evil. Like I love that. And I felt like, oh, this could have been like that could have been the raison d'etre for the movie. That could have been.
You start with his boss saying we got to take out Sharon Stone,
sure, or something like that.
but so now Sharon Stone is the biggest thing in the whole movie.
Yeah,
And he's got to go to this amusement park place. He pulls his family along because his wife wants him to take them on vacation. And now he's pulled in two different directions. And Sharon Stone is involved in the entire thing.
I mean, here's the thing, Jeff. We don't even know if that was maybe what the original idea was. Like, like it's possible that was changed. Like, anything is possible. Like, you're saying it as though it's self-evident. Maybe that's what the idea they had was, and then they couldn't pull it off for some reason. So now they had to change everything. I don't know. But I will say that I think Derek Kolstad, this is like the fourth movie we've seen from him, right? Like, he is the guy.
Fourth written, yeah.
Derek Kolstad wrote this movie called, I think, Acolyte, which I think is that the one that got made into John Wick. No, Scorn. The movie he wrote a script called Scorn, and then it got sold and made into John Wick, and then he ended up working on John Wick 2 and 3, and then ended up writing Nobody and then Nobody 2. And I'm just gonna say this: the guy has a mode he likes to operate in. He has like plot elements he really enjoys, and I think I would be interested if he tried to kind of work a different part of his brain, because I think he gets some things about what makes these characters compelling, but I think that you got to go a little bit beyond your comfort zone, I think, in order to like do something truly interesting. And maybe the Sharon Stone part could have been it, but it didn't end up being in this case. So anyway, all right. Despite everything we've just said, at the end of the day, it is really impressive that Timo Tjahjanto made a movie. I am really like curious what form this movie was supposed to be in, because it doesn't feel like this was what was intended.
No.
But either way, there's some cool stuff about this film, and it was still a fun and short watch. And there's something...
It's just so weird that they start the movie with him and the dog, and then, oh, wait, let's pull out the frame slightly. The wife was there the whole time. It's so weird. It's so
Indeed.
Weird. Sorry.
Indeed.
I know you were
No
rapping.
worries. Anyway, that's the end of our review of Nobody 2. Thank you so much for watching this video of the Filmcast. Check out these other videos that we have available, and be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get other videos from us in the future.
You can also go to thefilmcast.com to catch all of our audio podcast versions of all of our episodes.
And support this podcast at patreon.com/filmpodcast, where you can sign up for ad-free episodes and exclusive After Darks.
Thanks so much to everyone who makes the Filmcast possible.